Nash, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good too. So first introduce about like yourself and then we'll move towards the interview.
So myself, Avinash Kumar. I have been working in InfoEdge for more than 2.5 years now. I've been working in the front-end team only. Uh, Throughout my journey, I have used HTML, CSS, React, JavaScript, basically,
Okay.
and the context API for the state management.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Okay, so you have 4 years of experience in front end, right?
2.5,
Okay.
more than 2.5.
Okay, I thought I heard 4 years.
No, no.
Okay. 2.5 years.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So this interview we will categorize into three parts. First part will be some theoretical questions. I will ask you something, you have to explain it. Second round will be some output-based questions. I will send you some code snippets, JavaScript code snippets. You'll have to guess the output. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Last round will be machine coding round where you will have to implement something. I will ask you to make something. You will have to implement it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So let's start. So in HTML, why do we use doc type?
Doc type to tell the browser that which version of HTML we are using.
Yeah, that's correct. And what is the use of head tag?
What is the use of
Head tag.
head tag?
Yes.
Uh, it basically includes all the meta tags, which are basically useful for the SEO, and also yeah, basically in the title of the document, the web page that we are creating, and
Okay.
it can also include the external links
Hmm.
like our script files and CSS files.
Okay, that's good. So I have one question for you. Like in HTML, we link our JavaScript file.
Yeah.
So what is the better place to link it? Head tag or like in the body tag just before the closing body tag?
The better place would be just before the body closing body tag,
Okay.
because we don't know what is written inside that script. If it is like accessing the DOM elements,
Yeah.
and if we put it just before the body tag, like in the head tag, it the DOM element won't be available there. So it better to put just before the closing body tag.
Okay. So if I ask you to not put in the body tag, put it in the header tag, like head tag, and I like the code is accessing DOM elements. Okay.
Yeah. We can do that with the attribute defer, which will
Yes.
be which tell the executor to hold the JavaScript file and execute after the DOM has been completed parsing.
Yeah. So you're saying if we add differ attribute in the like while linking in the
Ye-
script tag, it will wait for the DOM to be loaded, right? And then it will execute.
Yes.
So what is the difference if we add it below? If we add it below, then also when the HTML is passed and DOM is ready, then it will execute. If we add differ attribute, then also it will wait for the HTML to be ready and then it will execute. So what is the main difference?
The difference is like it will download the script file if it is an external source,
Yeah.
but it will parse only, execute only after the DOM is completed parsing
Yes.
with the defer tag.
Yeah, that's correct. So don't you think it is a better way so that it will be already downloaded by the time HTML is being
Yes,
passed?
yes. Kind of better way, yes.
Yeah. Yes. There is also one attribute, async attribute on the script tag we can give.
Yes,
So
yes.
how it is different from differ?
Okay. Async attribute is like the downloading won't happen like just what we are like discussing about the defer tag. It will download and then parse later when the DOM is complete. Async tag will make the downloading later too.
Okay.
I guess so. I'm not confident about it, but I guess.
Okay. So in async tag, what will happen if we add async tag?
Yes.
It will like if we just link in head tag,
Yes.
if we don't add anything, it will start downloading immediately. So if we
Yes.
don't add anything, it will start downloading immediately,
Yes.
and it will not parse the HTML if we don't add anything. It will
Yes.
not go and parse the HTML till script file is downloaded and
Yes.
executed.
Okay.
So it will wait for the JavaScript to be downloaded and executed, and then it will continue and parse the HTML. If we
Okay.
add defer keyword, we've already discussed, it will download, it will start downloading, but it will wait for the DOM to be ready to be
Ah,
parsed.
yes.
But if we add async keyword, what will happen? It will start the downloading and it will start the parsing also,
Okay.
but it will not wait for the HTML to be completely parsed.
Okay.
It will wait only for the downloading of the JavaScript file. So
Okay.
as soon as JavaScript file is downloaded and ready, it will start the execution. So in that time, maybe half of the HTML is passed.
Okay.
So it will,
Parallel
hmm,
parse HTML and download the
yeah,
JavaScript file.
yeah. So as the JavaScript file is ready, is downloaded, it will start the execution. It will pause, like when it will start the execution, it can do only one thing. So it will parse HTML. It will pause HTML parsing
Okay.
and start. Uh,
Execute.
yes, we can say that. And in this way, it is very unpredictable. Like half of the HTML documents will be accessible, half of the HTML documents may not be accessible. So it is very unpredictable thing. So we should not use that.
Okay. Uh,
If
if we know like it won't be accessing the DOM, we can.
if we don't know, like if we know that it is not accessing DOM element, it is doing something else, then it is the best and fastest way to do things. So this is why it is available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now there is one question. What is like? Can we create any custom elements like your name is Avinash? So can we create an HTML anything like with any name? Is it possible?
I haven't created it.
Okay.
If I have to guess, I don't think so.
So you think it will be give error or something?
Uh, yeah, I guess so.
No, HTML and CSS never gives error. It just like CSS just ignores if something is not valid.
Yes.
But in HTML, you can create any tag name. You can create Avinash. You can create Anurag. You can create any tag name. It doesn't matter. So now the question is, uh, like, what will be the display value of the like randomly created element?
Yeah, I
Will
saw
it
it
be?
coming. I saw the question coming. The display type, like inline or block, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So will it be similar to span or div?
Uh, by default, all the elements are inline, right? So it should be inline.
Yeah, it will be inline. That's correct. And what is difference between inline and block?
Uh, the difference is the first difference is we cannot give width and height to the
Yes,
inline elements. We can give margin left and right, but we cannot give margin top and bottom to inline
yes,
elements.
yes.
For the block element, we can give width and height. Uh, every block element will start in the UI with the next line. wherever it is placed, and it will take the width of its parent container by default if we are not giving any particular width to the
Oh,
block.
yeah, that's correct.
And inline element will be taking the width of how much it required to render the content.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. And what is like you told, like we can give margin left and right, but we cannot give top and bottom, right?
Yes, yes.
What about padding?
Padding we can give to inline elements.
Okay, so normally if we give padding left and right, elements height increases and width increases. Like if we give left and right, then width will increase
Yeah, yeah,
and content will move left and right, right?
yes,
That
yes,
that box will move left and right based on the
yeah.
padding width. So what will happen in this case? Will it move left and right?
With the inline elements,
Yes, with the inline elements.
uh, the content width will increase, and yeah, the content will shift, I guess.
So left and right it will shift, right?
Yes.
And top and bottom, let's say we give only padding top 20 pixel. Will it shift down?
No, the content will be there, but the box height will be increased.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Now, what is display property of images?
Images are inline.
Okay, so on images we can give height and width, right?
Yeah, yeah. Images, we can give it height and width. Yes.
So how is it possible to give height and width on images?
Uh, I read somewhere like the content of the image tag or video tag, maybe
Hmm.
they are some like the content is provided by the external source, so
Yes.
they are treated differently in the browser.
Yeah.
So they are not. They doesn't behave like the inline elements, 100%. So we can give height and width to it.
Yes, that's correct. So there are two categories of inline elements. Do you know those two categories?
No, I read somewhere like something replaceable. I don't remember right now.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. So two categories are like replaced inline elements
Okay,
and non-replaced inline elements.
okay,
So replaced are those which come through some source like image, video, iframe.
yes,
So on all these we can give height and width. And non-replaced means span tag, anchor tag, bold tag, italic tags. On those things we cannot give height and width. Okay, so can you explain me what is box model?
okay. Box model is basically how the browser calculates the height and width of any element,
Yes.
with including margin or border with the element height or width, or without including margin and border with element height width.
Hmm.
Basically, it has two property: the content box and border box. In by default, the content box is enabled, in which like the height and width would not contain the margin and border of any element. By border box, that will be included while calculating the height and width of that element.
Yes, that's correct. So do you think like box model means all the elements are like box, rectangular box? Does it have something to this like
Acha,
box model?
why is it named so? Are you
Yeah,
asking?
yeah. So
I guess so. Yeah, all elements are
like rectangular things, right?
to be rectangular. Yeah.
Have you ever seen any element which does not have a rectangular shape, rectangular or square shape,
Uh,
L-shaped element? Only one element, not two elements.
No,
No.
I haven't seen any. In my 2.5 year of experience, I did. So,
L-shaped element you have not seen, right?
we can create.
We can create just by modification something,
Yes, yes.
but
I
if
haven't.
we just give background color and it will come like L shape.
No, I haven't.
You have not seen like this? Okay,
No.
so let's say we have one span tag, okay? And a span tag is in such a way that we have put long paragraph which covers one line and half line, 1.5 line. And if you
Okay.
give it a background color, it will be like that, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
although we cannot say it is perfectly in line because there will be one gap,
Yeah.
but it is very weird shape. It does not follow
Rectangular. Yeah.
box model properly. So all inline elements,
Yes.
is except replaced inline elements. Inline elements don't follow box model rule. So they do their own things.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now let's move to JavaScript.
Okay.
So what are different data types in JavaScript?
Data type primitive and non-primitive. In primitive, integer, number, string, boolean. Non-primitive data types: array, functions, object, like these.
Okay. So have you used classes in JavaScript?
Uh, yeah, I have used it while making some small projects, but in like I am working in the functional component basically in
Okay.
React, so
Okay.
not in practice, but yeah, I have used it.
Okay. So you are afraid of classes.
Uh, but
You're not that comfortable as functions, right?
yeah,
It's okay. So what is the type of, like, if we create some class, let's say user class or some class, any class, and if we check type of that class with type of operator, what
in
will be
Java,
type? Yeah, in JavaScript.
it will be object.
Okay. And if we check the type of a function,
Yes, it will be object too.
okay. If we check type of some array,
Array will be object too.
okay. You can start sharing your screen and we will check what it comes. Okay. Just open one VS Code file and we'll check what is.
Uh, Entire screen, I guess. Yeah. Is it visible to you? No.
Not yet.
Okay. Uh, it is saying me system references to. I don't know. Okay. Let me just see if I can. Why is it allow? Can choose to. It is saying you can choose to quit Chrome now or do it later.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it is Mac. I know it is all the drama. Yeah, so you can restart Chrome.
Okay.
You will
Okay.
you
I
will leave
have.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, I will. I have to leave the meet.
yeah. It's
Okay.
okay. You can rejoin.
Okay. Uh, I think it will let me share now.
Mm,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. So yeah, this uh, is my screen visible?
Yes, yes. I can see your screen. You
Okay.
can you can zoom your VS Code.
Okay. Is it fine?
Yes, it is fine. You can zoom. 1 second, let me check. Can you zoom one step more, one more?
One more step. Okay.
Yeah. Close terminal and close that file explorer also.
Okay.
So you can check, you can create one function and check its type.
Is it saying me function?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So type
Is it
of a function is function, but function is not a data type in JavaScript.
okay? Okay.
Still, type of function is function. And because function is behind the scenes is an object.
In JavaScript, yeah.
Yeah. You can check for array, it like type of, you can just type in the console itself,
Okay.
type of an empty array. So
It is object.
yeah, now you can create one class in JavaScript file and check its type. Zoom this also, the console also.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, now it is okay.
It is saying function too.
Yes. So
Okay.
class is behind the scenes is a function.
Okay.
Okay. So okay, let's come back to our JavaScript. Can you tell me what are promises?
Okay. Promises are basically special object in JavaScript,
Okay.
which represents the eventual completion of an asynchronous operation.
Okay.
It has three states in starting with the pending, and then
Yes.
later resolved or reject based on the operation that we performed asynchronously.
Yes, that's correct. So can you create a promise and resolve it when a button is clicked?
Uh, I have to create a promise and resolve it when a button is clicked.
A button on our HTML element is clicked.
Uh, can you repeat one more time?
Yeah, so you have to create a promise which will be pending by default.
Okay.
And I want you to create one button on the HTML, like on the page. When
Okay.
that button is clicked, that promise will be resolved. And if you are using await, then after await it will run. If you are using then then callback will run.
Okay.
That promise is resolved. So it should not resolve until that button is clicked.
It should not resolve until the button is clicked. Uh, can I create the promise after the button is clicked?
No, you have to create as soon
First.
as your file loads.
Okay. Okay. I got it. Let me just create a button first with some ID, my button.
Put the script tag below, otherwise you will have problem.
Yeah. And button is here. Okay. Button. I have to attach a function. Let do that later. I have to create a promise. First, I have to create the promise. My promise. Promise. Result and reject. Okay. It won't be resolved until that button is clicked. Okay. If I don't resolve or reject it, it will be always in pending state, right?
Yes, yes.
And if I attach a document listener to that ID, listener, click. Why? What is happening here? We made something. It takes a function, right? What is that? Okay, I missed the syntax. And then resolve this promise. What should I do by after resolving the promise?
Just
Like
console log, like
okay,
just
console.log resolve this promise.
you don't have to use like this. You can try like, but our my promise should be resolved. So you got it. So
My
my
promise should be resolved.
yes,
I
this
have
promise dot resolve. This promise dot
manually
resolve will create a new
promise
promise,
which will be resolved.
which will be resolved.
Yes.
It does not resolve existing. You can try.
Okay. Let me just save it. My button is there, right? I have written it right. Yeah. Okay. Let me just click it. It's pending, but it isn't.
You can expand it. You can expand and check. Sometimes,
Okay.
uh,
It
say
is
which
pending.
from where it is coming.
16. It is coming from 16 and it is pending. No, that should be resolved, right?
That should be resolved because you have
Yeah.
resolved it with a pending promise. You have resolved a promise with another promise.
Yes. Let me just reload once, I guess. Let me just remove this. No, this is not resolving. I think this should be resolved, but yeah, this is not resolving. So I have two questions now. Resolve this promise and find out why this is not resolving.
You can just pass a string. You can check like in the console log. You can pass just in the string whatever you have selected. My promise,
Okay.
like on line number 16. Just put that my promise in a string.
Okay.
Only my promise. Like no, just do control that.
Just do Control Z.
Yeah, put that selected thing in strings,
Okay. This
single
one.
quotes. Yeah, now you can check.
Okay.
So you can click.
Just yeah. This is resolving a
Yeah,
value. This is fulfilled, but a
yeah.
promise also resolved like that, right? Which is in a pending state. This should
No,
be in a pending.
this code, this event listener code does not have to do anything with my promise
Yes.
because promise.resolve creates a new promise which will be
Yes.
resolved with the value which you pass inside the resolve function.
Yes. So I have to. So this is basically solved, but I have to find out how to resolve this promise.
Yes.
This promise. Let's first console this promise. What is the state of this promise? This should be in pending state. Yeah. After button click, this should be resolved. I somehow wanted to set a trigger to resolve this promise.
Yes.
And then attached to dot then. Okay.
Actually, that console log should not come on click. Like you should not run that console log inside on
Okay.
click method, on click callback function.
Okay.
The console should come from where you resolve, like you add dot then. So whenever
Yeah.
the promise will be resolved, dot then automatically will be called.
Yes. It would eventually call a function that will resolve this promise. Can I pass any function, any promise, and then resolve from there only? But hmm. Let me think for one more minute.
You can like if you want, if
Yes.
you want, you can ask for hint.
Just one more minute.
Okay.
Promise. I can call a function and have it my promise. That's the one more. Okay, just give me the hint now.
The hint is another question.
Okay.
If you answer that question, you will get closer. The
Okay.
question is how a promise is resolved.
How a promise is resolved.
Whenever we
Uh,
create a promise,
yeah,
how
we
do we resolve it? Yeah.
simply call the first parameter of the handler function
Yes.
resolve with some value.
Yeah.
My value.
Exactly.
Okay. Uh, so this will be resolved as soon as it is created, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, it will be resolved as soon as it is created.
Okay. Mm, what about if we put that here and here and then sorry, sorry. The console should be inside.
Console.log you need to write.
Oh, sorry. My promise dot then, and it is resolved after the button is clicked. This was so simple, I guess. It is correct, I guess.
Yeah. It is correct. You can check now.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Now add catch also.
Okay.
Like dot catch on this.
Okay.
And console this error also.
Okay.
And create one new button, like change the name of this existing button to resolve and create one new button and change its name to reject.
Sorry.
So there will be two buttons.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, now you know the rest, what you need to do.
Yes. Uh, I guess this is good.
Yes.
Should I run it?
Yeah, you can run it. So this time reject the promise.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I want you to create promise,
Mm-hmm.
but and I also want you to have the functionality to resolve and reject.
Okay.
But let me think if it is possible. Yeah, I think it is possible. I also don't know if it is possible. I
Okay.
think it is possible. So first create a promise without using new promise. How will you
Yes.
create?
Create a promise without any new async function.
Without, yeah, yes, correct. So you can comment out this code.
Yeah, I'll have to check it later. Interesting.
Hmm.
I have to create a. Sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so the question is you have to create a promise without using new promise thing.
Oh, okay. Async my function and Sorry, function. Okay, and this will return a value. And if I try to consume it, like, sorry, result with my function, this will return the promise inside the res.
Yes.
Should I console it?
Yeah, you should console it.
Okay.
So just can you, okay, it's okay. So right now it is a promise with resolved. So
Uh, yeah.
so can you make it pending if we use it?
Can I make it pending?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I make it pending?
I'm also thinking because
Yes.
I also don't know how we can make it.
Okay.
Hmm.
What about if we
Mm,
don't return anything? No. Like